Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with new cards, Rush Duel style. We did the one Rush Duel video and then I promptly didn't do any more, so we're gonna get a little bit of catch up. The thing is, they keep releasing just like waves of 1 or 2 cards and then I forget about them because I'm not keeping track of them the same way I do the normal cards. First up, oh my god. Wow. Rush Duel cards look so good, dude. Look at that. That's incredible. Ravuel Ivory. A level 6 Wind Rock Ritual. Interesting, Wind Rock. 2400 attack, 1200 defense. Requirement: during the main phase, you ritual summon this card with 2 or more monsters as material. Draw 2 cards. Pretty nice. And here's our ritual for it. Jeweled Tusk Ritual. It's pretty. Requirement: during a turn you have not ritual summoned, so you're not going to be doing a whole lot of other ritual summoning in this theoretical build, I guess. Ritual summon Ravuel Ivory by sending monsters from your hand whose combined levels total 6 or more as material. You cannot use more monsters than necessary as material. Your opponent cannot activate trap cards when a monster is special summoned by this effect. So this seems pretty good, but the cost of not having ritual summoned in a deck where you are looking to ritual summon seems pretty steep, especially since with your Rush Duels, this guy's in the extra deck. These ritual guys are in the extra deck, and ritual summoning seems pretty good, if I'm being honest. But if you're in a deck that's not literally looking to ritual summon any of the current ritual cards, this is like a generic one that you could slot in, right? I don't know. This seems interesting at the very least. Yeah. Next up. Outerverse Toxic Blob. A level 9 Water Aqua Fusion effect monster, 2600 attack, 2300 defense. Materials are, or materials as it says, Outerverse Acid Blob and a non-light monster. I found a fucking card database for Rush Duels. It's made by the same people who make the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck database. So let's do Outerverse. That is Outerverse Burst Oblivion and not Acid Blob, which is what I need. How up to date is this thing? Not very, apparently. Oopsie. Hey, Alan, could you update your website, please? Anyways, shuffle 2 Outerverse from your graveyard into the deck. Is treated as an Outerverse while in the graveyard. But is it not an Outerverse? This card's name is treated as Outerverse while in the graveyard. Is Outerverse like a specific card? Am I missing something? What is... No, it's still just giving me this one guy who they don't seem to have a name or an effect for listed. No card action, it says. But it is an effect monster, just it doesn't have an effect apparently, according to them. I don't think that's true. So it becomes Outerverse, which I assume is another card, I guess. While in the graveyard, shuffle 2 Outerverse from your graveyard into the deck. I guess it could include another copy of itself. This card's type becomes Galaxy to the end of the turn, and then you can choose one face-up monster in your opponent's field with attack that is different than its original attack and destroy it. Interesting. I don't know enough about Outerverse to say anything about this card other than that. Interesting. Alright, we looked at this in a regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Video I did, but I figured I'd look at it again here when I'm actually doing Rush Duels. This card is pretty as hell. I love her. She's so cool. Abyskite Kaleido Karen. It's level 10 Light Sea Serpent, 2200 attack, 0 defense. Treat and summon this card by treating 1 Abyskite Karen. Hey, does this have Abyskites on it? Also, are the Abyskites related to mermaids at all? Abyskite Karen, we do actually have it. Well, that doesn't tell me what it does, though. Okay, well, maybe this won't be as useful as I hoped it would. Oh. Well, she does that. And she's a card you could just normal summon. So I guess that's something. Gains shuffle up 3 monsters from the graveyard into the deck. Gains 400 attack at the end of the turn. Return 3 monsters to this effect requirement. You can choose 1 spell trap in your opponent's field and destroy it. That seems pretty cool. And the Kaleido dress, treated as a Abyskite protection while in the graveyard. Abyskite protection. Oh, we have text for this one. When your opponent normal summons or special summons a level 5 or higher monster face up, effect face one face up sea serpent type monster on your field, gains 1000 attack until the end of the turn. Then, if that monster is a maximum monster, it can be destroyed by your opponent's card effects this turn. Okay. I'm realizing I don't know if any of these, like, so I guess some of these require that. Ooh, Abyskite Miracle Girls. Oh, okay, so she's one of these. She's this one. Yeah, she's getting her own card now. Because I think the maximum cards have kind of been power crept out, maybe a little bit. I don't know. I don't know enough about Rush Tools for this. But this lets you, when you put a normal summons or special summons a monster, you can shuffle 2 cards from your graveyard into the deck, choose up to 2 light sea serpents in attack position. Rest of this turn, they gain 800 attack that we destroy a battle. This is a strictly better version of Abyskite protection, I feel like. They gain 800 instead of 1000, but like, otherwise it is just strictly better. We have a Buster Blader, the swordsman who doles out victory. Interesting. Very, very heavy name. Level 7 Earth Warrior, 2600, 2300. This card's name is treated as Buster Blader while in the graveyard. I'm sure that's important for something. Send a card from hand to the grave, and then you say this card's name is treated as Buster Blader for the rest of the turn. Then you can choose a Polymerization or Miracle Secret Arts in your graveyard and add it to your hand. This card cannot attack for the rest of the turn. Okay, and here's Miracle Secret Arts. This is a monster in attack position on your opponent's field. Fusion summoned by shuffling Dark Magician or Buster Blader on your field, and a Dark Magician or Buster Blader in your graveyard to the owner's deck as material. So one has to be on field, one has to be in the graveyard. This guy only gets you it out of graveyard or... Okay, so yeah. But the thing about Rush Tools that I do know is that a lot of decks involve milling your deck and then pulling those out of the graveyard. They don't have a whole lot of searchers, strictly speaking, but they have a lot of mill power that then they use to pull stuff from the graveyard back into their hand. So maybe there's something involving that, so this would make it easier to get the Dark Magician and the Buster Blader into the graveyard as well. And they're pretty easy to get on the field because it just requires 2 tributes, which in Rush Tools, remember, you have unlimited summons, so that's good. And then this gets you into Dark Paladin. That seems decent to me. We have the Commanding Ritzy King Rex. This is part of a whole archetype of upstart goblin-related cards. Hyper Upstart King Rex. I think there's supposed to be more here, but they're not showing up. This card's name is Ritzy King Rex while in the graveyard. Maybe that's why. It's because it's under a different name. Ritzy. Commanding Ritzy King Rex. And yeah, this is the one we're about to look at. This is Ritzy King Rex, yeah. And they have something to do with Upstart Goblin. If the only monsters in your graveyard are dinosaur monsters and there is a legend monster or Upstart Goblin in your graveyard, and Upstart Goblin, I believe, is Upstart Goblin not a legend? I thought Upstart Goblin was a legend. It is a legend. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it can also work with any other legend as well. Interesting. Choose a monster on your opponent's field and destroy it. Then if Upstart Goblin is in your graveyard, you can drop... Oh, wait. Oh, I actually... Legend monster. I get it. I forgot. Recently they updated, not recently, it's actually been a couple years I think at this point, but for me it was news recently. They updated the rules of Rush Tools. You can actually have 3 legends, 1 of each type: monster, spell, and trap. So that's what they're doing there. So it could be a legend monster or Upstart Goblin, which is your spell legend you would be playing in this deck. Choose a monster in your opponent's field, destroy it, and if Upstart Goblins in your graveyard, you can draw 1 card. That seems pretty good if you're on that deck. Alright, and then we have... That looks pretty cool. Evolution Result Flash. So this is like a Cyber Dragon card. They do have Cyber Dragons in Rush Duels. When a monster on your field is destroyed by your opponent's attack or effect, choose one machine fusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it to your field face up, and choose a monster in your opponent's field and change it to face up attack position or face down defense position. This seems pretty good depending on what the Cyber Dragon cards they have are. I know they had to like make up new. That's the thing, when they bring the old stuff into Rush Duels, they give them new stuff too. So like they have Cyber Dragon, Dry, Nochter, Zwei, but they also have some new cards that they're not showing me here. Thanks. They didn't show a single fusion, so you can assume that there are fusions. Maybe one who looks like this, you know? Maybe. So this seems like it would be a pretty decent card for that deck. Guardian Eatos is in here. Not a legend. No limit on this thing. This card sucks in TCG, so I'm not surprised, actually. Level 8 Wind Fairy, 2500, 2000. If there's no monster in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand to the field face up. Cool. Send a face-up equip spell from your field to the graveyard. Choose up the 3 monsters in your opponent's graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. Then this card gains 500 attack times the monster return until the end of the turn. Yeah, this card seems like dog shit, so it seems perfect for Rush Duels. I don't think it's even good in Rush Duels. Evergrace Princess Kana, a level 2 light aqua ritual effect monster. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. 1200, 1400. This card's name is treated as Grace Princess Kana. I don't know that card. In the graveyard, requirement none. This card's name is treated as Grace Princess Kana. Face up light aqua monsters in your field gain 500 attack and their levels are increased by 5. Holy moly. Level 2 light aqua ritual effect monster. Oh, there's another one. Evergrace Princess Hina. Level 2 light aqua ritual effect monster, 1500, 1400. During main phase, let this card with special summon. Shuffle 2 light aqua monsters from your graveyard into the deck. Choose a spell trap card your opponent's field, destroy it, then you can choose a Grace Princess Kana in your graveyard and special summon it to your field, which this one will be treated as. So as long as it's been properly summoned, I assume they still do properly summon in Rush Duels, you can get it back. And then we have Grace Kamioki, the ritual spell. Kamioki is a ceremony for 3-year-old boys and girls, which their hair is finally allowed to grow, usually observed around November 15th. Cool. Grace Kamioki is a ritual spell card with no requirement. Ritual summon Evergrace Princess Kana or Evergrace Princess Hina by sending light aqua monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard, whose combined levels total 2 or more as materials. That should be pretty simple. You cannot use more monsters than necessary as material. And this was one where that effect is extremely necessary. You cannot use effect monsters from the hand as material for this effect. So they have to be on the field, or they have to be normal monsters in the hand. That's an interesting little twist there. This seems neat. I don't know what you want to do with them. I need to learn more about Rush Duels. Please comment and enlighten me what you're supposed to do with these. Okay, so here's some more Zera stuff for the new Zera archetype that Rush Duels made. So we've got Zerato, Angel of Sanctuary. Level 8 light fairy ritual effect monster, 2800, 2300. If warrior, Zera, or a ritual monster with 2800 attack and 2300 defense are in your graveyard, send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. Choose one face-up level 8 or lower monster in your opponent's field and destroy it. Okay. Seems decent. Not crazy, but decent. Then we have Mazera, Devil of the Den. Level 8 Dark Fiend ritual effect monster with the same stats. If Warrior Zera or a ritual monster with 2800 and 2300 defense are in your graveyard, place a monster from your graveyard on the bottom of the deck. Well, so it does the opposite, kind of cycles it through. That's kind of cool. If a card gains 500 attack until the end of the turn, then you can randomly choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand and send them to the graveyard. Wow. That's interesting because in Rush Duels, since you draw up to 5 every turn, I feel like card ripping doesn't really equate to much. But if your opponent is holding some cards in hand that they are hoping to use, but they just don't have a use for them yet, that could actually be pretty devastating. Is any of the Zera stuff in this database? That's a Synchro monster. That's a Synchro. That's not... That's not a fucking Rush Duel card. That's a... What the... Dark Lord Serrano is here. He has the thing. Okay. What the fuck, dude? That database just keeps getting worse. 2 new outer space themed cards. Okay, so of course there's an Outerverse Flare Flux, a spell card. If there's an Outerverse in your graveyard, send a card from the hand to the graveyard. Choose an Outerverse in your graveyard, add it to the hand. If you choose a level 7 Pyro monster for this effect, you can draw 1 card. I don't get the Outerverse stuff, sorry. I just don't understand it yet. And then we have Rocket Salvation, which is a little rocket warrior, and it's Joey support. Normal spell card with no requirement. Choose a Red Eyes Black Dragon or Meteor Flare Fusion in your graveyard. I assume that's the fusion card for Red Eyes, does the Red Eyes deck. Add it to the hand. Then you can choose 1 Meteorite Dragon's Chick in your graveyard and add it to the hand. I don't... Meteorite Dragon's Chick. Okay, well at least it showed up. It doesn't give me what the effect is, but at least it showed up this time. Yeah, the Rush Duel's Red Eyes stuff is really focused on Meteor Dragon. So it's all Meteor themed. This card seems cool. It adds 2 cards from your graveyard back to your hand. That seems pretty solid. No requirement even. Alright, so here's some support waves for some Rush Duel cards. I don't know these cards, and I'm not going to be able to find them with that database. I gotta find another database. If you have a different Rush Duel database that actually functions, please let me know. Please let me know. Okay, so this is Boto Naginata, the Music Princess. Level 1 Wind Warrior effect monster with 0 attack and 500 defense. This card's name is treated as Baton, the Music Princess. I don't know. But so it's Baton Naginata. So her baton is a Nagin. That's awesome, actually. Oh, that's really cool. A baton is a Naginata? That's really cool. Okay, this is treated as Baton, the Music Princess, while in the hand or graveyard. Send a card from the hand or to the graveyard. This card's name is treated as Baton for the rest of the turn. Then you choose 1 fusion in your graveyard and add it to your hand. But you cannot attack with monsters for the rest of the turn except for Wind Warrior monsters. Now, when it says fusion here, for my non-Rush Duel fans, I believe they're not referring to like a fusion monster. They would say that specifically. They're referring to a card called Fusion, which is like worse polymerization that they made specifically for Rush Duels, because polymerization would have been too good. Fusion requires the monsters to be on the field before you do it, which the only thing that like changes there, because remember Rush Duels you have unlimited summons. Like the only thing it changes there is if you're fusing with like a higher level monster and you don't have the material to get it on the field, or if you don't have room on the field to summon to get the fusion going. So it doesn't change a whole lot, but it does change some things. All right, so we have Toon Opha Claymore, the Music Princess, which is a Wind Warrior fusion monster that requires does 28/28, requires Opha Claymore, the Music Princess, and Baton, the Music Princess. You can contact fusion this card. Whoa! Contact fusion is just a keyword in this deck? In Rush Duels? It's just like a keyword. In Yu-Gi-Oh, we're still like going, when you can also make this card by sending the blink and the blank that you control to the banished or graveyard. They're just like, nah, contact fusion is a keyword. Fuck you. We all know what it means. Alright, requirement, none. Choose 1 attack position monster in your opponent's field, change it to face down defense position, then you can choose a Star Pierce in your graveyard and add it to the hand. Or Straight Pierce. Sorry, I don't recognize straight. I'm too gay. I don't know what Straight Pierce does. Toon Cornet Last, the Curved Musician Princess. Curved? I guess she does have a cornet. That does have a lot of curves. I noticed that she has a lot of curves too, though. Level 5 Wind Warrior, 24/24. Requires Cornet Last, the Music Princess, and Baton, the Music Princess. You can contact fusion. Requirement none. This card attack pierces. Face-up Wind Warrior monsters on your field cannot be destroyed or opponent's card effects. Interesting. It's funny that this one changes them to face down defense position, and then this one pierces. It's like a cute little synergy there. And then we have Music Princess's Substitute. It's a normal spell card. Send a card from the hand to the graveyard. Send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. See, here's where they mill. And then if the only monsters in your graveyard are wind monsters, you can choose one warrior monster in your graveyard and special summon it to your field in face-up defense position, but you cannot attack with monsters for the rest of the turn except for wind warrior monsters. This seems pretty good. Seems like a decent card. Alright, next up, Handy Ladies. I could use some Handy Ladies, you know what I'm saying? And all arts, I guess. Okay. Upper Dealer, level 3 Wind Psychic. She's cute. 900 attack, 1200 defense. During the turn, this card was normal or summoned, or if there are 10 or more cards in your deck, send one wind monster with 1200 defense from the hand to the grave. And then draw one card. If there are 2 or more trap cards in your graveyard, you can choose one Vivid Heat or Phantom Float in your graveyard and add it to the hand. That's a lot going on here. Holy moly, look at this. She's a cowgirl cat girl? Hell yeah. Driving cattle healer. She's a healer too. What the? She's got too many jobs, I think. Level 3 Wind Warrior effect monster, 1000, 1200. Send a monster from your field to the graveyard. Gain 300 life points, and you can fusion summon a wind monster by sending wind monster from your hand or field to the grave as material. For the rest of the turn, you cannot attack with monsters except for wind monsters. Okay. And then we've got... Ooh, the Plasmatics! Ooh, the Plasmatic cards! Those are the ones I was talking about the last time I did a Rush Duel React. I don't know if they'll be on here. This is the only one that's on here, apparently. Model Rising Lenoir. They're so cool. They're just model girl cards, like the little the model kit girls. What was it, 30 minute something? Anyways, there's more of them. I hope these are good. Level 8 Light Thunder Ritual Effect Monster, 2200. I love the way that it looks. 2200 attack, 1600 defense. During your main phase, at this card was Ritual Summon. Send a face-up non-ritual monster. Okay, from your field to the graveyard. Okay. Choose a Thunder Ritual monster with 1600 defense in your graveyard. Special summon it to your field face-up. Okay, so the reason why it specifies non-ritual is that you're getting a ritual, so it doesn't want you to send a ritual and then get the same ritual. And yeah. Okay. Plasmatic model, another docking. I'd like to dock with her too. Okay, let's get that's out of the way now. This card's name is treated as Plasmatic Model Docking. Oh, that's awesome! It's Plasmatic Model Docking and then another docking. That's so funny. Shin Plasmatic Model Docking. Oh, well, your graveyard is treated as that. No requirements. Ritual summon a Plasmatic model, another Rising Listella. Oh wait, this one's also called Another Rising. They're just called Another. Do it again. Do that shit again. I love Rush Duels, dude. Ritual summon Plasmatic model Another Rising Listella by sending face-up Thunder monsters to the graveyard as material whose total levels are 8 or higher. You cannot use more monsters as necessary. Rest of the turn, you cannot attack with monsters except for Thunder monsters. That seems to be the thing they're doing with the rituals to balance them, is locking you into what you could attack with. That way it kind of locks you into specific decks instead of splashing them. And here's a bunch of alt arts, I guess. All right, and then here's the main event for this evening. Monarchs. Monarchs have been in Rush Duels. They already have a bunch. They have a ton, in fact. But there's been a couple that they haven't gotten yet, including the most famous Monarch of them all, Caius. Look at that. They're getting a structure deck with Caius, which is actually how we got Caius too, so... Oh, look at that. Look at him. He's a legend. Of course he is. Look at this. That's so good. Look at that. Imagine if you could play this in fucking TCG, just like a fucking full art Caius. You could just play that in Edison, right? Imagine. Wow. Okay. Caius the Shadow Monarch. Level 6 Dark Fiend Legend Effect Monster. Yep, it's a legend. You can only play one of this fucker. 2400 attack, 1000 defense. Requirement: during the turn, this card was tribute summoned in attack position. So the monarchs in Rush Duel, I do know this, they do require you to summon them in attack position to get their shit off, which I guess makes sense. Choose one card on the field and place it on the bottom of the owner's deck. Well, that's not Caius. That's not what Caius does. Is there not a banishment in Rush Duels? I guess not. I haven't ever seen anything that banishes now that I think about it. So yeah, I guess they don't have a banishment, so they're just going to place it on the bottom of the deck. It's close enough, I guess. If you return to face-up monster whose original attribute was dark with this effect, then inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. For the rest of the turn, you cannot activate the effect of Caius the Shadow Monarch. Well, I guess we're not going to be bouncing it back to hand and summoning it again. That makes it true to the TCG version, though, right? Like, you can't do that in the TCG because you only have so many summons. And then we have, I guess, a shiny and a not shiny version of Lindorm, the Worm Emperor. Oh, Lindorm, the Mega Monarch. Oh, it's oh yes, level 8. It's a Mega Monarch. They have a lot more fun with their Mega Monarchs because summoning a 2 tribute guy isn't that much of a heavy requirement in Rush Duels. It is a little bit, but not as much. Level 8 Water Worm, 2400, 1000. They have like a Cybers Monarch and they have like a Galaxy Monarch. Galaxy being one of the typings that Rush Duels has that no other, that like TCG doesn't have. You can tribute summon this card in attack position by tributing one face-up level 5 or higher monster with 1000 defense. So yeah, you could also just like slap it on top of the Caius like you can a normal Mega Monarch. That's cool. During the turn, this card was tribute summoned in attack position if there are no other cards in your extra deck, or if there are no cards in your extra deck. So they still want you to do like extra deck list monarchs here. Your opponent chooses 2 cards in their field. Choose one of them and shuffle it into the deck. This is pretty good. It's like rocking a hard place. I feel like this could be better, but if it was better, it would be like because like Caius is a legend. That's why it gets to be better. Then we have the Border Crossing Emperor. Invasion of the Monarchs. The Border Crossing Emperor makes it. Did they hold up? What are the monarchs that they have? This is not going to show me everything, but well, I don't need to type monarchs. I need to type monarch. Okay, they do have Grand Marg. So the thing I'm noticing about they do have like all the traditional monarchs with as legends. I was like wondering if maybe the Caius was like the first one, and it was border crossing, and that it was crossing from the TCG to the OCG, or not the OCG, but the Rush Duels. But no, it's just that it's Caius. He's just crossing the border from the Dark Dimension. Invasion of the Monarchs. Normal spell card. Requirement none. Choose one monster in your graveyard with 2000 or 2400 attack and 1000 defense. Add it to the hand. Wait, do these not quite monarchs have like, okay, Kaz Monarch. That's 24. Oh, Estrom has 2000. Yeah, okay, so Estrom has 2000. Wilhel doesn't appear to have stats because it's okay. Wilhel the Wisdom Monarch. That's the Mega Monarch. Okay, this one has 2000. Okay, so some of the homegrown ones have 2000 instead of 24. So that means that it has to be even like weirder with its stats. This only gets you a normal Monarch instead of a Mega Monarch, though. But it can get you fucking Caius. So the only thing is like if you're running. Like, you probably don't run any of the other monarchs, right? You just run Caius, because every old school monarch is a legend in this set, or in this game, and you can only have one legend monster, so you probably have to go with Caius, right? Caius is the only one that's worth going for, I feel like, because it kind of outpowers all the rest of them. Still, really cool. I love this full art. That looks really nice. Alright, that's all my Rush Duel reacts. I'm so sorry that I don't actually have much to say about these. I just don't know the format very well. But hopefully, as we continue to do this, I'll learn the format as we go. I'll be osmosing as we go. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of these cards down below. Teach me the wise ways of the Rush Duel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in the credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleekill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, and Fire Mizumi. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.